Today is a port day.
We have docked in Nassau, Bahamas, and it is a beautiful 81 degrees.
We are aboard the Carnival Mardi Gras for a 6-day cruise. I've heard some things about Nassau Port. Seems like on the online forums and stuff don't really care in particular for the Nassau Port.
When I asked on the social media groups what to do in Nassau, lots of people said just stay on the ship.
I don't know if it's just because there's not a lot to do. I don't know. A lot of people talk bad about it. It's our first time at this port, so I don't know. We're just gonna see what it is that maybe people don't like about it and, report back to you guys.
If you're Nassau noobs like us, you might have read negative reviews about the port, overflowing with tourists, crowded with hassling vendors, and lacking development to captivate cruise passengers. But the recent port renovation sparked our curiosity. Could Nassau be shedding its bad reputation? Our family decided to get off the ship and answer that question ourselves. Is Nassau truly as disappointing as the online chatter suggests?
We are going to go explore. I would like to go to the straw market. So I want to check out the straw market, maybe Junkanoo Beach. We were gonna go to Margaritaville, but when I was booking it, it did come to my attention that if you book it and it storms, it's non-refundable. And I had no desire to lose $400 for the 4 of us to get in. So we might go check that out today if there's any spots available.
I don't really know what's on our agenda for today.
Today is for us is just about seeing it and being here and kind of just familiarizing ourselves with the Nassau port. My expectations for the day are to get off the ship. I'm gonna see, I don't know what I'm gonna see. Bahamians? I mean, I'm sure they're walking around here, right? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what today brings. We'll see what today brings.
But yeah, we're gonna go check out Nassau and see what it has to offer.
We're getting ready to get off this ship. Nassau, Bahamas. I'm ready to party.
I'm ready to party.
I'm ready to party.
Yeah, baby!
We really kind of just went with it for the day. We got up this morning, went to the buffet. The buffet food was what you would expect for breakfast. It wasn't bad. I really did like their coffee down there at the buffet. And then we went to get off the ship. We went to deck 3, got off the ship very quick, very smooth. We did not go down to wait to get off the ship, so I can't say how that would be if you went down right at your time that you can exit the ship, but it was very quick and easy to get off. We went onto the port. It was a little bit of a walk to get to the port. There were 4 ships in port, 2 of them being huge, massive ships. The Oasis of the Seas, MSC Seaside, and then the Carnival Elation, Mardi Gras. So there were 4 decently sized ships, and the Elation was the smallest, but you couldn't really tell that there were that many ships in. When we got off the boat, I saw a sign for a ferry to Paradise Island for $7 a person. We definitely would have done that if James would have been on board. We would have just got right on that ferry and went over to Paradise Island and enjoyed that area, but he wanted to check out the port, so we checked out the port.
I liked Nassau's port. It wasn't my favorite port, but I liked it.
We just came off the ship. I think the port is kind of really good, actually.
The port is definitely under construction. You can tell there's a lot coming. There's a new amphitheater that's just been put in. There's a lot of shops. We found a very first t-shirt place that we passed. T-shirts were 3 for $30, so that made them $10 a piece. Not too bad. We kind of checked out the port a little bit and then went to the straw market. I actually really did enjoy this port. I think it has a bad rap.
I like the palm trees. It's huge.
And it is a good shopping port. I think it's cute. It's good. Looks like it's good for shopping.
I think if you want to shop on a port, this is definitely a good port for that.
But there isn't really much to do on the port. So I do understand where people are coming from that. But I think that if you're looking to get some souvenirs and shop, it's a great port to get off the ship and go shopping.
If you're a shopper, you will really like Nassau's port because that's kind of all it is.
At the time of recording, if you desired activities beyond shopping, you needed to exit the cruise terminal and venture into downtown Nassau. Opting for a laid-back day, we chose to visit Junkanoo Beach, conveniently located within walking distance of the cruise port. But before we did that, Brandy wanted to hit up the straw market.
On our way out, we hit up the straw market.
I really wanted to check that out because that is definitely something that people enjoy here. The straw market had a bunch of locals selling a lot of items, many of which were not handmade. I think that was originally the whole point of the straw market, was a lot of it was handmade items, but the locals, most of it is not handmade anymore.
A lot of sales going on there, but none of the items in that market had prices listed on them, so it's a lot of negotiating on prices, so be ready for that. And there are a lot of vendors in there. Every single one of them wants your money. They want you to spend it. A lot of people in there, lots of things to buy. Adric was like a walking target because he's a child, so everyone wants to sell him something, you know?
I really want the ukulele.
Yeah, I know.
We're used to this kind of stuff, so it doesn't really affect us much. This time though, I really did find it a little bit overwhelming because it is very much in very close quarters and they really just non-stop in your ear. And I had the kids, and that is the thing. Like, if I didn't have the kids, it wouldn't have really affected me much.
That's what I expect out of those kind of places. You might have to do a little bit of negotiating to get a good price, and some people don't want to deal with that. So I see how people could be turned off by that.
We bargained a little bit. One of the ladies told my daughter that she needed to be nice, even though she was being very nice.
Cora bought a hat, and Adric got a little shark, and we were out of there.
Everyone was like, there were like multiple different areas where they were selling like the same exact hat, so I just found the hat in different aisles. Like if someone wasn't giving me the price that I wanted, I went to a different aisle.
After we went to the straw market, we walked down to Junkanoo Beach.
Maybe 15-minute walk if you're going straight there. We didn't go straight there. We made a couple stops and everything along the way, kind of just looking at things, taking pictures.
You get out of the port, there's more restaurants, and then there's more shops.
On our way out of the port area, we walked by Senior Frogs. Senior Frogs is a restaurant chain famous for its Mexican-inspired cuisine, lively atmosphere, and entertainment. For over 20 years, Senior Frogs in Nassau has been a popular port day destination.
It was hot, the sun was beating down, so if you really struggle with walking long distances, you might want to take a cab.
It was all sidewalks, pretty smooth walk all the way there, just a little hot. So we stopped and got some waters and stuff along the way.
Filled up our water bottles and continued on down to Junkanoo Beach. But it is a free beach. You do have to pay for your chairs and your umbrella. When you first walk up to Junkanoo Beach, there is the Tiki Bikini. The beach itself is very crowded at the beginning. If you keep going and walking down past a couple of the concrete barriers there, it gets much less crowded. One little thing, there's not as many people down there.
Yeah, there's lots of little places along this beach where you can eat, places where you can get drinks along the way. So we kept walking and we ended up at a little spot of beach that wasn't too bad, wasn't overcrowded.
We liked Junkanoo Beach. The water was crystal clear.
It was pretty.
The water is so pretty. Isn't it so pretty?
Yeah, it's crystal clear water.
Are there prettier beaches in the Bahamas? Yes, but this one it's walking distance, it's right there, and why not?
We enjoyed it. It was a free place to go.
You can make a nice cheap day out of it if you really wanted to. Probably cheaper than drinking on the ship, that's for sure.
So far here in the Bahamas, we have spent $30 for our day.
We just hung out there and had our nice little beach day.
In the pool. This is the ocean.
You were in the water with me and Mom and Dad and Cora. Are you guys relaxing right now?
We found a little piece of glass on the beach.
Yeah, we did find some glass where we were sitting.
I don't know how common this is,
I don't know if it's because there were literally 4 ships in today.
but there are rocks here and there, so you might want to wear water shoes. We didn't, but it was okay, just being extra careful after we found that piece of glass. Because yeah, they will serve glass containers out at that beach.
You do have to be careful because when we were on the beach, we had guys coming up to us and like trying to sell us drinks for like $15 for a pina colada, and then you get up to the front of the beach and it's 3 for $10 or like 4 for $20 or something.
I think it was random people doing beer runs. If you got an umbrella and beach chairs, I do believe you got legitimate people ordering your drinks. And we sat on our towels, and I'm thinking that we didn't get legitimate people.
On our way out, we stopped at the Tiki Bikini Hut.
Hakuna Matata.
They had beers there for 3 for $10, so we stopped in there. I was like, oh, that sounds good. We'll get some waters, fill up our water jugs while we're at it too, and it was nice. First beer of the day, refreshing. Yeah, we just sat there, kind of chilled for a little bit, drank our beers. Nice, crisp lager.
Ooh.
could have a good time at that beach. It's worth checking out if you've never been there.
Nassau offers more than just beach attractions. Some notable examples include the Queen's Staircase, Fort Finn Castle, the Rum Distillery, and the Pirates of Nassau Museum.
When I go on vacation, I love getting things from the locals that they actually make. There was a gentleman off to the side of the sidewalk that was hand painting magnets. So we got this cute little magnet. He had just painted it. I love those kind of things. We don't really need anything except for goggles this time. Adric's goggles broke, so we need goggles. But I love the personalized, handmade things that people really do spend a lot of time and effort in making for others. So yeah, I really enjoy it.
First time ever at that port for us, and I didn't mind it. I read a lot of stuff about this port and how people dislike this port and everything. It was what I expected.
If we were to come here again, I would 100% book an excursion.
It was getting kind of cloudy, looking like it was getting yuck outside, so we come back here.
Then we came back on the ship.
So now we're just taking quick showers, and I think we're gonna take a quick nap and wake up and enjoy the rest of our night here on the Carnival Mardi Gras, because tonight is a party night and tomorrow is a party day, because we're partying all day and all night. That's what we do. I know Cora's partying.
Mm-hmm. With my chips.
They're good too.
Both of the kids are eating chips right now in bed. We put the kids down for a nap. It was getting kind of yuck looking outside, so it was like this perfect time for the kids to take a nap so they can last tonight. I'm trying to be quiet because the kids are sleeping right now. Shh. I think me and Mama might leave, go do something while they're in here snoozing. So we might just go out and do something. We got the messaging so we can text Cora. When she gets up, she can just let us know, and then we'll meet back up with the kids. We went out and explored.
After enjoying a budget-friendly, relaxing beach day in Nassau, we had some downtime to reflect, and we believe we pinpointed what most people don't enjoy about the cruise port. Despite its beautiful scenery and rich history, frequent cruisers might start to feel burnt out of the port. With many cruise lines making regular stops there, some visitors may feel like they've already seen everything it has to offer. However, it's important to remember that Nassau is constantly evolving with new developments and experiences all the time. While we weren't able to explore everything during this visit, we're excited to see what the future holds. Interestingly, we have another cruise port booked with a Nassau stop. While exploring more of the city would be great, our next cruise is short, and we're leaning towards staying on the ship this time.
We have so many things that we want to do on the ship, and we just keep finding more because the ship is huge.
Today is a sea day. Today is the day that we party on the Carnival Mardi Gras. You want to subscribe. You know you want to subscribe, right? Just